There are some amazing musical moments in Iris. The opening chorus, the hymn to the sun, I think is one of his finest creations. It starts with a double bass solo, grows through the cello section, the whole strings, then the horns, and just when you think it can't get any louder and more climactic, the full chorus join in as you see and hear sunrise over Japan. It's a real tour de force from a composer at the top of his game.
He was born at dawn as well.
He was born at dawn?
He was born at dawn, and so I wonder if that was something that was quite important to him.
That's very special to him, yeah.
And that Iris then loves the sun and the warmth, and so she's revived literally every time that happens.
Yes.
Iris is the story of a young Japanese girl who is sold into sex trafficking and is taken away from everything that she knows in her family. It's an extraordinary piece, and actually we overlook it because Puccini then wrote Butterfly, and he wrote it 6 years later, but this story is a very familiar narrative. It's very similar to that, and I think it overshadows it in some ways.
That's right.
So it's really beautiful to be able to present Iris now, because what he writes in the vocal lines is so powerful, and the instrumentation it really creates this whole other kind of that other world that we get pulled into. And
I think it's more challenging than Butterfly. It's far more stark, actually, especially as a lot of the most alluring music goes to the men, and you feel actually really uncomfortable because the situations are so appalling. Of Iris, the protagonist, being effectively abused and sold and being poured over. You want to feel complete repulsion, yet he invites you to be a part of this horrible story. And I think maybe that's why people feel very uncomfortable with it. It's very modernist, I think, in that sense.
And it's important to acknowledge that difficulty, the difficult content in this context now as well, because it is a story about child sex trafficking, and we can't ignore that. We could be talking about a feminist perspective, we could be talking about the misogyny that you hear within this piece, but actually I think that the librettist and what Mascagni does here, they make it very clear that this is wrong. They make it very clear that this should not be happening to anybody, and that's what the story is, really.
You should come and see Iris because it's a real one-off. It happens very rarely. It's a visceral piece, challenging subject matter, but glorious music, bathed in the sunshine of Japan.